moving on to our hot topic,
Hey, my
our former
favorite
gaffer,
section. Hey, this
Ole
is my
Gunner
favorite part of the
Solskjaer.
show.
So I don't know if a lot of you guys are familiar with the overlap, but it's basically a show that is sponsored by Sky
Gary
and the
Neville,
host Gary Neville, yeah, um, Roy Keane, Ian Wright, um,
Carragher.
Carrick, sorry. I know this sounds really bad, but I don't know what the name of that
No,
lady is. I
Carragher,
know
not
she used to
Carrick.
play
Carragher.
Carrick. Yeah, Carragher, sorry, yeah, Carragher. And then that female presenter as well, former England player.
Um,
My bad for not knowing her
I
name.
forgot his name. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, so they had Ole on in their latest episode. Ole had quite a lot of interesting things to say. And you know what's so funny about what he had to say was, again, Ben, it was the rumors coming together to form a fact. You know what I mean, Ben? It's that moment, when we were always having these catch ups and whatever, and we're talking about rumors and what really happened and speculation. And then
Yeah,
finally, all the dots get connected. And we're like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Thank you for
Ah.
connecting the dots. Thank
Hmm.
you for connecting the dots because
One time.
this is what we, you know, uh, assumed. This is what we suspected. This is what came out as rumors, and it couldn't be confirmed, and now it is. And now it's going to make sense of a lot of things. And I really hope, and I don't want to say I really hope because I'm like I wanted to say I really hope that Ten Hag watched it, but I'm like he doesn't even need to watch it because I'm pretty
No,
sure
he
he
doesn't.
has experienced it himself. I'm pretty sure he
Yes.
has been, hey, you
Yes.
go and do the press conference, and they're like, nah, fam, I'm good, eh? I'm gonna sit right here. You know what, Ben? Oh, we want to get a lot into whatever, but I know you spoke a little bit about it, and I want to touch on it. Yeah,
Mm, mm.
these players, like you said, there needs to be a massive clear out. And people think the fans are harsh and wow, wow, wow. No, this is Manchester United. If you take this out of context and you put it into like any work environment, if you're going to be working for a big company, Amazon, IBM, Apple, whatever, they're going to be the same. The, like you said, you spoke about how we paying this person 250K and he can't trap a ball. It's the same thing in any work environment. If you're going to be working at Apple and you cannot code an app, and they're going to be like, why are we paying you so much money if you can't write
What are
10
you
lines
doing
of
here?
code? Do you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? What are you doing at
yeah.
Apple? Go to another smaller
Mm,
company. This is Apple. Who the fuck do you think you're working for? Same thing
mm,
in football. This is fucking
mm.
Manchester United. Who the fuck do you think you're playing for? You check what I'm saying?
Bro,
They need to understand the responsibility, the climality. They need to know where the fuck they are at. They can't come to Manchester United and think they're gonna be struggling along like that, some Everton or whatever. No disrespect to those clubs, but they have to understand that Manchester United, there's gonna be responsibilities at that club. There's gonna be things
mm.
that you need to do. There's gonna be KPIs that you need to meet. You can't come to Manchester United and you don't know how to trap a ball. You don't want to do what the manager says. You are not following in line. You only get paid stupid amounts of money and you can't score 10 goals a season. Are you a joke? Like are you hey, you know what I mean, Ben? And that interview, fam, you know, it just came at the perfect time because
But Ronaldo's interview got nothing on this one.
it's got nothing on it. It's got nothing. That was like the spark that just started this whole thing of yeah, we need to tell it all. We need to
Yeah,
tell it all because these
yeah.
players, they think we're being harsh on them, we're not. You put this
Well, no.
context, like I said, into any other situation, it's the same thing. United are a Premier League winning club. They're a Champions League winning club. They don't settle for nothing less than that. If you cannot adapt to those standards and meet the requirements, that means you do not deserve to be at that club. That's just how it is. United's not going to become some mid-table club, whatever. No, it's going to always be a top club, and we need top employees at that club. I'm not even going to use the word players, and they need to
Employees, yeah.
realize that if you are coming in as a striker, 10 goals minimum of tech. If you're coming in as a winger, you know, nothing less
Minimum
than eight
8, 10
assists.
assists.
Otherwise,
Yes.
tech. You know what I mean? If you're
Fact.
not going to have X amount of clean sheets as a defender tag, if you're gonna be dude, that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Uh,
yeah, man. I've said my little, So I'm gonna
P.
let you get shed some
You know.
light
You know.
before.
You, no. You know what? You know what I was thinking the other day. I was thinking these current players at United. I
Mm,
don't know if they're really absorbing and taking in everything that is happening around them,
oh,
because things are going to change.
mm-hmm,
Things are going to change, and some of these players, they'll be let go. They will
mm-hmm.
think that they still deserve support from some of the fans. Like we need to. Nah, 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 nah. Once your time is gone, my friend, your time is gone. And I feel
Yep,
like a lot of these guys here, they're not really paying attention to that. Because
they're
I'm telling
not.
you what, we're not going to, we're not gonna. So there are some players maybe, but in this club, I don't think there are a lot of them that deserve goodbyes, like proper goodbyes.
No,
Because you've
no.
done fuck all for us. Like you've not,
Yep,
like you can just dip. Like we will be
yeah.
fine.
We'll be
Like
fine. And, Ben, like real quick, the funny thing is, a lot of these players when we say that these guys will never start and play for top teams, you know,
they'll
even
never.
Fred, as much as Fred was a good player for us, we always knew that when it was time to sell him, Chelsea, Arsenal, all these buy-ins, they were never gonna come knocking at our door. Never,
No,
you know. So I don't know
no.
if these current players, I don't know if they realize that. I don't know if they think that, they can leave United and go play for an equally similar. No, 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 no. Here you've
Dude,
been given this free pass to play at a big club. How you got it is beyond us. You know what I
bro,
mean?
Jesse
But don't
Lingard.
don't think for 1 second that once you leave this club, you're gonna go play for. No, no, no. You're going to Fibonacci. You're going to go to China. You're gonna go.
Dude,
You're not. Don't even think about staying at the club, saying a big contract is gonna come after this. You need me. I could be playing for Chelsea, Madrid, Boston. No, 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 no. You are not that type of quality of player. You are not. Period. You
bro.
know. Hmm.
And Jesse Lingard, bro. You look at Jesse Lingard right now in the
Dude,
Korean league.
Korean
Do you
league.
see how much he's getting paid?
I don't know what's the
How the
salary.
mighty 17,000 a week.
Yeah.
17 point something thousand
Mm-hmm.
pounds from a
Mm-hmm.
100,000, from
Mm-hmm.
150, 100. Pogba left 380 or whatever on the table
Mm.
to go to Juve and collect 110.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we get it. We get it. Like,
Yeah.
this is our way of, but then you had lucrative deals. Like, you had
Yep.
opportunities for you to be something, and then you just go out there
Dude,
and take it.
you go and fuck it up. You go and take the
You go and
piss.
take a piss.
You go take the piss. Like
Man,
there's no other club that's gonna offer you those types of amenities, those type of benefits, and we're giving it to you, and you're fucking it up. And then you want to start crying about us questioning it? Nah, fam.
nah.
Nah, nah, nah,
And
nah, nah, nah.
Rashford, bro.
Live up
Like,
to that.
man, we also need to stop this academy graduate thing, holding on to players bullshit thing that we have going on.
Yep.
Just because you graduated in United and you burst into the scene and things have been good doesn't mean that you're going to continue. Because
Exactly.
the mark of a great player is that he continues, he continues, he continues, he
Yep.
continues, he dips, but he continues, continues,
Yep.
continues. This up and down thing doesn't work for us.
Nope.
It doesn't work. And man, I am very strong about this. Like Rashford
Yeah.
needs to go. Like Rashford
Yeah.
needs to be presented with an opportunity or a situation where he feels like his time at Manchester United has come to a complete end. I think that fear,
Mm.
because he loves the club. Like
Yeah. We're not
there's
gonna
no
take that away
swag.
from him. We won't take it
Yeah,
away
like there's
from
no,
him.
like once you leave Man United, bro, the swag is gone with it.
Yeah.
Like the spotlight is gone. Like if you're so used to being looked at as a Manchester United player and just
Mm.
riding on that wave of
Mm.
Manchester, once you leave, like we don't give a shit. Like
Mm.
you will feel it. You will
Yeah.
absolutely feel it. But
Yep.
bro, we got a little bit sidetracked, man.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go
yeah.
back
We
into
got
this
sidetracked.
Ole
Yeah.
thing.
So Ole came out. He was asked a lot of questions. The one of the first points that he started the interview with was he never got to do things how he wanted to do things. and I could see Gary Neville trying to figure out and try to ask him like, what exactly do you mean? Like
Mm.
you wanted to do certain things, but you couldn't, right? And I
I
can't remember if
mean,
you got into the specifics, but something
no.
tells me it had to do with who plays in the starting 11. Something tells me it had to do with that because for a long time we've questioned why the fuck is this player start. Remember during all his time, Ashley Young was so piss shit poor.
Mm.
It's like, how is this guy always making the starting 11? It's impossible. Why is Scott McTominay starting? Sorry, McFred starting over other midfield players? Why is that player not starting? Why is this? You know what I mean, fam? So apart from that, that's like one of my, assumptions, like what he was like, leading to, like, okay, he couldn't get to do certain things. I think also the other thing is players he wanted, you know, players that he wanted to buy.
It's the
I
Haaland
think
saga. Ah.
the Haaland saga, the Birmingham, the Jude Bellingham situation as well. He came to the club, and I think, and the reason why I said, um, what you call this, the thing of Ole never really had all the power to decide who starts and who doesn't, is because when Jude came, and then obviously, they presented him with that question, the question of, he wanted X amount of game time, and they couldn't give it to him. You understand? So I believe that it's one of those things that Ole is like, I want to have this kid, I want to start him, but it's like we're not gonna start Jude over, McTominay. You know what I mean? Over Rashford. You know what I mean? Players like that. So I'm assuming that that's what he meant in terms of, he wanted to do certain things, and the club just blocked him from doing those things. So yeah, man. What are your thoughts on that? What do you think he was alluding to?
Um, I mean, it was definitely like I think we've talked about this. I even alluded to it. I've even talked in um, on behalf of other managers. Is when every time the transfer window comes in and we are
Mm,
in for a player, I've always asked the question: is it the manager that wants the player, or it's the club that wants the player, or who
yeah.
wants this? I don't understand.
Mm,
So you know, just looking at him, listening to that interview, I just knew that he was alluding to the Glazers. The Glazers
yeah.
blocked a lot of things. They
Yeah.
stopped a lot of things, which is very evident, and we talked about
Mm,
it, Dee.
mm,
Because
mm,
I never understood why we would buy a player and then either don't use him or he
mm.
struggles to come in. But at least
Yeah.
he solved the Sancho situation. He
Yes.
solved the Sancho saga from the
Yes.
beginning. Because
Yes.
apparently
Yes.
Sancho on holiday got ear infection, was sick,
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
just so that makes
Yeah.
like that myth or
Yes.
whatever that thing has been debunked. So we know
Exactly.
why he started off.
Exactly. Yes.
Mm. And then yeah, you know the way they want okay, Haaland and Jude Bellingham. I
Yeah.
commend Jude Bellingham because Jude Bellingham, that answer that they told me showed me that this boy was even more destined for greatness
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he understood himself as a player. He understood what
Mm.
he's capable of. He was so mature. He was so aware of
Yeah.
himself that he knew that,
Mm.
listen, you want me? Cool.
Mm.
But I need
Mm.
X amount of minutes. If you're not going to
Yeah.
give me these minutes, hard days, I can't
Yeah.
come here. I don't want to
Yeah.
stifle my growth. Look at me now.
Exactly.
I'm Zidane in Real
Mm.
Madrid. If I had come to
Mm.
you guys, where would I be? So
Mm.
everything that
Mm.
he has done was justified. Even Erling
Mm.
Haaland. I mean,
Yeah.
Erling Haaland, that one was a cock up. Like we fucked that.
Mm.
Like the
Yep.
the, the board, the Glazers, they
Yep.
fucked that one up big time.
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to say it is a fuck up, D, because you know what it is. Huh? It's one of
Mm.
those things where it's like you're getting all these scouts. They're all these football names. All
Mm.
these football names and all these things are all potential superstars, all potential Ballon
Yeah.
d'Or recipients, all potential top goal scorers. All of them,
Yeah.
all those players. It's about who you trust and who you visually see and say, like, okay, no, this is the kind of character that I want. This is the kind of player
Yeah.
that I want in my team. This is the kind of energy, attitude,
Mm. Mm.
preference, you know? And when they said that, like, the first time before he actually even went to Salzburg, when they wanted to get him when he was at Mulder, and they said they looked at him and they were like, nah,
mm,
there are other prospects in there. That's an example of a situation of
mm,
like that. They looked at Haaland,
mm,
he's a kid, lanky. He might just be another Peter Crouch. Nah, let's go for somebody else. I'm just assuming,
mm.
just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
nah, let's go for somebody else. Then there are other strikers. And then when you look at Erling Haaland, I'm trying to think of the strikers that were in his, because he's young, but there were
Mm.
strikers above him at that age. When you trying to remember who were the prominent
Yeah, I'm also
strikers at
trying
that
to.
time.
I'm also trying to remember.
Uh, I don't know, Lewandowski, yeah, you could say, but
I think
Benzema is
Nunes.
older, but
I
these are
think
older players.
Nunes. Yeah,
Nunes,
Nunes is
yes,
in that mix of the young strikers.
yes,
That a lot of the
Isak,
European clubs were fishing around for.
yeah, yeah. So
Mm.
it's all about preference, but how they handled it also, it's like,
Yeah,
when they
man.
told me that, you see, like the Jude Bellingham one, that one was like,
Yeah,
yo, that one they laid out the red carpet, bro.
yeah.
Like even me, like
Mm.
if I was a player, no, actually, no, I take it back. But if I was presented the way they presented, like the way they went in for Jude Bellingham, because those guys they're
Yeah,
bringing the heavy hitters, Sir
dude,
Alex Ferguson, Eric
dude, the
Cantona,
club legends.
eh,
Roy Keane,
bruh,
Gary
yeah,
Neville.
dude, like I'm walking
Hey,
into my favorite club, and
yeah,
these men are the ones who are
dude.
coming to receive me and taking me around
Man,
Carrington. I'm signing
man,
that same day.
dude.
I'm signing. I'm signing that day. Like King Cantona here, Grandpa
Hey,
Fergie here.
fam.
Dennis. Huh?
Yeah, yeah,
Nah, I'm signing. But it just shows
yeah,
Jude Bellingham that he's on levels. But
yeah. You know what, Ben? At the end of the day, I'm actually happy that Haaland and Jude didn't end up coming to United because
true,
I
me too.
promise you, they were not gonna be the same players that they are today if they stayed at United. Their
Yes.
careers are just gonna dwindle. I promise you. So I'm actually happy they went the other route, and we get to see these amazing players, even though they're not gonna play for us. We get to at least appreciate, their football, their talent as they mature in the respectful clubs that they are at right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I'm yeah, it is what it is, but I'm just happy Judas become this player that he is. And he's at Real Madrid, so it's happy days for me. So I'm cool with that.
You cocky bastard. You guys have got. You guys have Jude. I'm got.
Dude,
What's his name? Yamal.
Javi. Yeah. Oh, Yamal. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, Yamal was also
Yamal.
a player, fam. Jeez. But anyway,
Hey,
we'll,
bro.
we'll, we'll
That is
save
the next
another,
winger
for youngsters.
United
Yeah.
need to go for. Like
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Garnacho.
Dude.
Bro.
Dude.
Anyway, but dude,
But yeah.
Ole's interview, bro, didn't it
Mm,
expose these players, bro? Like this is
yeah.
something that we need to talk about. Like this is my
100%.
favorite part
Yeah.
because we've gone through this whole thing of let's sack the manager, all these players are not doing this, then we need to
Yeah.
change
Yeah.
this. Then Ole comes up with this, he comes out with this bombshell of a fucking interview. Like,
Yeah.
bro, if there's any bombshell of all bombshells, this thing was the bomb of the bomb
Yeah. Yeah.
bombshells.
Yeah. It was the Cat
Because
Williams.
it freaking exposed those players
Yeah.
to a point. And what was crazy was if we lost against Everton, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus. That's why our boys won that game. Like
Yeah.
I believe they won that game just so that they can calm the waters. Because
Yeah.
if they lost, bro,
Yeah.
and Ole has come out with this thing saying that these guys are like this.
Mm,
Homie. Now let's talk.
yeah.
Everybody's been on Eric Ten Hag's ass since he's
Yeah.
been here. Eric Ten Hag out,
Mm,
Eric Ten Hag out, Eric Ten Hag out. What say you about what Ole was saying about these players? The attitude, the mentality, people refusing to be captain, people
yep.
refusing to do interviews. Like, what
Mhm.
the fuck is an interview got to do with your fucking feelings?
Mm,
You're representing the fucking club. This is the
yeah.
thing that yo it
Mm,
got to me. And I'm like,
mm,
wait, do us fans understand the assignment more than these players? Like, do we understand or do we get what it is to be a United fan? Like, do we
mm,
get? what it is to be united than more than these players that actually play. What the fuck is going? Where did that
Mm,
pandemic of a bullshit attitude or useless mentality? When did it start, D?
mm,
Who
mm,
who birthed it? Like
mm.
I, bro, we had Roy Keane in that dressing room once upon a time. He used to run things like a captain should run things.
Yeah.
Where where was the disconnect? Like what?
Hmm.
Can you explain to me where this audacity is coming from, D?
Hey man, I honestly wish I had an answer for that. And I don't want to pinpoint certain individuals and whatever, but I don't know. I think it's that Rashford, Jesse Lingard era of
Pogba. Also
Pogba. You know what I mean? I think it's that era that just came into that team and just fucked things up. Because if I'm not mistaken, those guys should have been like the first wave of United players that started getting put on ridiculous amounts of salary. Because
true. They
at
were
that time, prior to them, any player that got a huge salary thoroughly deserved it. So even when Rooney got up to 250 when he threatened to go to Chelsea, and then they kept him and then they put his wage up, he lived up to that fucking, you understand what I mean, wage.
yes.
No one could question why Rooney was getting paid 250. And 250 at that time was fucking a lot of money. In fact, in this day and age, it's still a lot of money. But
Still a
because at
lot. Bro.
United, the way we have disrespected wages, when we hear 250, it's like it's nothing. At other clubs, they're like, fuck, if you're on 250, motherfuck, you better be balling doing every single fucking game, you know? But at United, it's a joke. It's a joke. Anyone can be put on 250. Anybody, It
Yeah,
doesn't matter
true.
who the fuck you are. You can be put on 250. So I wouldn't even be surprised if Kobe Mainoo's contract is gonna be like 200 when they renew it or 250. I promise you, I wouldn't be surprised. And I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, but I just think it's a ridiculous wage. Why? Why? You know what I mean? Put it at 120. That's still a lot. He's a kid. What is he gonna do with 300 and 350? Dude, it's not like, and with the Rashford thing. Sorry, I'm derailing a bit. Rashford said he
No,
came from
please.
nothing. He was poor, blah blah blah. We get all of that, but Rashford, are you honestly telling me that 100,000 a week is still not going to solve those? Dude, like, if someone paid me 100,000 a week, fam, and I'm complaining, don't,
And all I need to do is go to training,
fam,
rest, sleep, wake up, repeat. Then we
dude,
can play
dude.
football. But
Dude,
I
100K is a lot. That is life changing. They don't need to put Kobe on anything ridiculous. They don't.
mm,
Even anything above 60 is a lot. This He's a
it's a
kid.
lot.
You know what I mean?
The
Because
kid.
he's going from,
Yes.
I don't know how much these academy guys get paid or whatever, but I'm pretty sure from whatever they're getting paid to at 60 and 80, 100 is going to be fucking a lot of money, fam. You know what I
I
mean? That's
remember
life
I
changing money. You don't need two, 300, for it to be
I
life
remember
changing.
Greenwood when he broke into the scene just before he got that contract, he was getting 10K. And
Yeah.
then when they gave him an improved contract, it was 60.
Yeah.
60 or 50,
You see?
somewhere there,
You see?
you
You
know?
see?
And I was like,
So,
wait, what? Yeah.
dude, earn your wage as you get better as you go through the stages. That's what I'm saying. Kobe, they shouldn't go in with this 100, 150, 200 nonsense. Why? You know what I mean? Why?
Yeah.
Give him that time, give him that incentive to say that, look, we want to put you on 80. Let's see what you do for the next 3 years. Deliver. We'll bump it up to 150. Keep delivering. We'll bump it up to 180, to 200. By the time you're at your freaking prime, you're just doing the magic, we'll put you at your 250. But giving them that big contract now, Ben, I believe it just leaves no incentives for these players to become better. Because they're like,
I
I'm on a
think
5 year, 250,000 contract. What's the point? You know what I mean? I'll
the
just go there and do
and
my job and get paid and leave.
and let me tell you something. This is everywhere, by the way. It's just
Yeah.
different elite teams. I'm telling you, even like I'll give you an example. When I was there in Bots trying out for Habaroni United,
Mm,
so I'm there with all these players. Well, I'm coming to training. I'm the first on the training, 8:30. I'm there.
mm,
I am going for the trial. So I
Yeah.
am there, punctual, waiting. The gaffer comes in, he waits. Man, these players will come 2 hours later and chilling,
Yeah.
driving, blasting music. They get out, it's all laughter. Like
Yeah.
we are sitting there waiting for these motherfuckers to get ready to
Yeah.
get dressed so we can
Mm.
begin training 2 hours
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
You
Mm.
know what I mean? We've been sitting there, and then it was just like, yeah. So I'm speaking to one of the guys who's already contracted, humble guy. I'm like, what's up with this attitude? This is what you guys are dealing with. Like, bro, football players. Once
Mm.
he signs that contract,
Mm.
ah, his contract. You're going to give him his money whether he performs or not,
Exactly.
whether he's having a bad day or not, whether he's
Mm.
sick or
Mm.
not. Once
Yeah.
whether he dies or not, you're still gonna pay him
Mm.
until that contract ends. So these players,
Mm.
they don't care. Once
Mm.
they get that money, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah. And that
Yeah.
has always rubbed me the wrong way because I've been
Yeah.
fighting to get into this fraternity. I have
Mm.
wanted my talent and my football to be the thing that actually does the talking for me and not
Yeah.
allow all you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then when
I
you
hear you.
don't get that opportunity, when you see these brats who have
Yeah.
gotten the opportunity and they're fucking it, and then
Yeah.
you who is struggling to just get that opportunity to play, and then
Yeah.
you see them fucking about, right? It used to drive me mad. It drives me crazy till today. No
Yeah.
one is going to tell me otherwise. I cannot accept it. So
Yeah.
Rashford, that's my reason. Like Rashford, I don't think I'm gonna stop saying I want him gone. Like
Yeah.
the I know the player that he is. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like he can
Yeah.
come back against Liverpool and produce a vintage Rashford. You remember the Rashford when when we smacked up Liverpool and it was Rashford that was
Mm.
the punisher.
Yeah.
He was mixing Trent.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes out there this against Liverpool and he does that. Like that's what he's capable of doing.
Yeah.
What we have seen is that we know what you're capable
Mm.
of, Rashford. Like that
Mm. Mm.
is a given. You cannot take that
Yeah.
away from you. The only thing that we want from you is consistency. If
Yep.
you couldn't give a shit about giving us consistency, yo,
Yeah.
we couldn't give a
Bounce.
shit about
Mm.
consistently supporting you. You can
Yeah.
bounce.
Yeah.
So
Can
that's where
bounce.
I'm at with Rashford at this point. Like,
Mm.
dude, just leave.
Yeah.
Leave. You
Yep.
will feel it. You see Jesse Lingard right now, he's feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Yep.
now saying, "Oh, I want to play football. I'm serious, bruh. It's too
Mm.
late.
It's
Too
too
late.
late.
All these jokey,
Y-
joking things
Yeah.
that you were doing back then,
Yeah.
it's too late."
Yeah. You thought because you're coming from Manchester, I can go to any club of my desire. Because I'm pretty sure. Because I mean,
That's the
look at
air.
his look at the arrogance, right? He was supposed to go back to, was it West Ham?
West Ham.
Look at the arrogance. Look at the arrogance. Look, no, I'll go play for Nottingham here and there. Then I'll probably move to a PSG or a Dortmund or
Air.
something. Now look,
You
now
have to go to
look.
Korea.
You have to go to
Not
Korea,
even
fam.
China. Like, bruh,
Not
if he
even in
went
the
to China, would
Saudi
have
league.
even been dead.
Not even the Saudi league want him.
Not even the
That's
Saudi
how
league, bro.
that's how bad it is. And those guys take anybody and anyone. They
Bro,
take anyone. And they
they
didn't
take
want you.
anyone.
And they
How you
didn't
are not.
want you. Wake up call, fam. Wake
So
up
yeah,
call,
man.
man. Like it's
These players, we have
yeah.
a lot of men. So for me, the way I see it. Oh, by the way, Scott McTominay. I know people are hating on him, but I don't want to get rid of Scott McTominay. He's very useful
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
Like I would rather we keep him to be our bench player. Let's just
Yeah.
get better
Yeah.
players. Then he
Yeah.
is going to be our Ole.
Yeah.
Because I think he's the only one who has that mentality to
Mm-hmm.
to agree to be
Yeah.
the superstar.
Yeah.
You know, and then Ole mentioned something that was very interesting. D, he mentioned
Mm.
why he picked the Scots, the what. But I don't know if you picked
Mm.
that up. He
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
these players, they are the players that will give you 100%. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember at the time I said it. I said,
Mm. Mm.
and I even added it with this Eric Ten Hag right now. I'm
Yeah.
like, I get people's frustration why these players are playing. But
Mm.
have you ever thought why he's putting these players? These
Yeah.
players,
Yeah.
and I'm like, these players are the players that are showing him. Like he's
Mm.
looking at them and he's like, these guys are training to the max. They
Yeah.
are training to the level that you need to
Start.
be trained.
Mm.
He
Mm.
has got more trust in them than
Yeah.
somebody that is just pulling his fucking weight. Like who's not pulling their
Yeah.
weight.
Yeah.
So even and unfortunately for the gaffer, that is not
Mm.
going to be received very well with people because we know that no, this player is better than this player is better than
Yeah.
this player is better than this player. But what we don't know is that this player that is better than this player has got nothing on this player when it comes to training. This guy
Yeah.
gives it all. He shows the
Yeah.
manager that listen, pick me.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of training during the whole week.
Exactly.
You go to the gaffer sees he needs to be given a headache. Like I need to pick this player. I need to pick this player.
Yeah.
Now you don't pull your weight. He doesn't even look your way. He picks
Yeah.
those that are going to run, and that just summarized everything I needed to
Yeah.
know about the mentality and how those players at Manchester United are. All
Mm.
he doesn't realize is, but this guy dropped
Yeah.
Hiroshima. This guy
Dude.
dropped like a
Hey, fam.
banger.
Ether, fam. Ether.
Oppenheimer kind of nuclear shit. He dropped it
Mm. Mm.
because number one, there are players that are still in this squad that have been here for a very long time, and everybody
Yeah.
knows who those players are.
Yeah.
So the spotlight is in those players.
Mm-hmm.
Those players have got one of two options:
Yeah.
listen to that interview and say, "Shit, we've been called out. Let's get our shit together, work hard, and then
Yeah.
don't look back."
Yeah.
Or be defensive and then continue your mediocre bullshit performances and then give us more fire and fuel for us to come
Yeah.
down on you and actually push for you to leave this club.
Yeah.
Because Ole, bruh, that's why I was like, this Everton game, if we lost this game,
Mm.
the folks, the pitchforks, bruh, you would have been the
Uh,
media. The
yeah.
stories that would have been coming out now. Oh, we've been
Mm.
linked to Mbappe. Mbappe has decided to make a U-turn from Real Madrid. Nah, he wants Manchester United. He wants,
Yeah.
those things, dude.
I
And when
know, fam.
bullshit hits the fan, it's
Oh,
always like,
yeah.
oh no, 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 no. Manchester United are
Yeah.
connected to this to sort this. Nah,
You know,
these
yeah.
players are bad. They are
No,
bad.
that bad. And it was so heartbreaking because when he mentioned that last game that he managed against Watford, like he knew, like just watching them play at first half, he knew
Bro,
I'm getting sacked. And you know what touched me, Ben? You know what really touched me
bro.
was halftime in the dressing room where he just said, "I'm done. Who wants to play second half?
Hey.
Who wants to play?" You know what I mean? Like for you to get a manager to that point, Ben. Oh man. In that moment, I almost shed a tear for Ole. I'm like, my
Me
guy,
too.
I knew
Me
it was
too.
bad, but I never knew it was that bad. Where it
Me
gets to the
too.
point
I
where
was.
you even know deep down that you know what, I'm not surviving after this match. Where you even have to ask players like who wants to go back on. You know what I mean?
And,
And then
and he
there's
said
and
it.
then and then Ben, you know what the fucked up part is, man? You still get players in that situation where this is the opportunity to start, and they'll just be like crossing their hands saying, nah, it's so good. You know what I mean? Because
Bro,
if anything, Ben, sorry, the last thing, if
no,
anything,
please. Yeah.
that was supposed to be the perfect moment for us to say, you know what, Gaffer, we're gonna prove you wrong. We're gonna get out there and we're gonna play with so much fucking heart. You are going to change your mind at 90 minutes and you're gonna stick with us. We're gonna make you re-believe in us again.
Mm.
But for the sole fact that they didn't, just goes to show that they were like, "You wanna bounce?"
Bruh. And it was surreal to actually hear and see Ole say it. It was like, yeah,
Yeah,
they they don't play. They won't run.
yeah,
I said, what?
yeah.
Bro, bruh, when they say
Heartbreaking.
common sense, like the screws in my head were not making. Like, you're bang, bang.
Yeah,
I'm like, wait, what?
yeah, dude.
What? These are the players that are representing our club. Come on.
dude.
This is a disaster. This
And
is bad.
dude, and all these Ten Hag outers, they need to watch that interview because these same players, and we've been saying it, Ben. These players get managers sacked. They get managers
I
sacked.
was
They don't play for the
You took the
manager.
words out of
They
my
do
mouth.
not
Dude. Thank you.
play for the manager. They will get as soon as they don't like you, they will get you sacked. They'll get on that pitch and pretend, and they'll sit
It's a
and they'll
lie.
talk to the
Eric Ten
press
Hag
and they'll
out.
cry about how much they love their club. Blah blah blah. Lies. They'll get you
Eric
sacked.
Ten Hag outers. They've seen that.
Mm,
They've seen it. They've seen
mm,
it, and they're quiet. I mean, I'm not
mm.
seeing a lot. I'm watching. I'm watching
Yeah.
to see because I like to open my app there, check and look at this. Sometimes when I look at a story, I'm like, stupid rumors. Anyway, I just move it. But
Yeah.
this one. So I've been
Yeah.
watching to see. So far, there hasn't been a lot
Yeah.
of backlash. Like I've not been here. Oh, Eric Ten Hag, this. Nah, not. I
Yeah.
haven't.
Yeah.
But it was there not so long ago. And for people
Mm.
to naively think that that was not happening, like they were just waiting for Ole to do this interview.
Dude.
Bro, it just shows how
Yeah.
I don't know, out of sight, out of mind, or whatever
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Out of
saying.
peace.
Like
Yeah.
if it's not in front of you, like we don't even think
Mm.
about it. But it's not fair. It's not
Yeah.
fair. Eric Ten
Yeah.
Hag deserves
Mm.
a third
He
season, bro.
does.
Like
He does.
I'm not even lying.
And
He does.
they need an absolute clear out, Ben. An
Bro,
absolute clear out. They need one. Any fucking club who wants them, they must say, "Tech, Tama, go." You know what I
come
mean?
on.
You
Yeah.
don't care what you're waiting. Like you don't. They mustn't think that some big club is gonna come calling. Nope. If you're out of contract, we're not renewing. It must just be like that, and we just start this club all over again. A master reset, bet, not look back. Keep it moving forward.
And
So
we shouldn't feel bad, you know? Like
nah.
Pogba when he was about to aim when I poked that one hurt me, bro.
Oh, dude, that one
Yeah,
touched me.
I- even David De Gea, bro.
Yeah,
But I was
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, those
Mm,
those feelings of being down, like when you see a player leaving. Like even to a
yeah,
certain extent, I was also sad about Fred, but it wasn't
yeah,
as
yeah,
like
yeah.
huge. But I was sad in the sense
Mm,
that we have kept players that don't really need to be here. Like the
exactly.
one player that we should be keeping or letting go of, and
Yeah.
then everything else is staying. So that in
Mm,
that like that part I was sad, But
yeah,
these new crop of players, they're not
yeah.
giving us that feeling of wanting to be attached to them, And then on top of that, they're fighting us. They're
Mm,
fighting us for criticizing, bro. This new story, we need to jump onto it because it actually even um, it gels in with what we are talking about right now. So
yeah, yeah,
we watched the United stand. You watched the
yeah.
United stand. Goldbridge has come out saying that um, Rasmus got flack from the players for doing the interview at Carrington.
Yeah,
And D, I won't lie to you. When I saw that interview or that comment or whatever, I lost
yeah.
my mind.
Mm,
I lost my mind. I'm like, these players, can you stop
mm,
fucking focusing on things that don't matter and focus on your
exactly.
game?
Yeah,
Focus on football. This fan channel, first of all, Rasmus Højlund did an interview in the biggest Man United fan channel in the world.
yeah,
I don't know what's wrong with that. We've seen a lot of interviews, Scott McTominay doing this thing. Uh, Rashford did the tribunal, what. They
yeah,
do interviews. What is wrong
exactly.
with the United stand?
Mm,
Now he goes there, he does this thing. And mind you, for context, Goldbridge was one of the first people to speak about Rasmus Højlund coming to Manchester United.
yeah,
Like that is a fact. He had
mm,
inside views about what was going on at the time, brought it in.
yeah,
He was sharing it with us, and he was giving
yeah,
us in that he what can I say? We were enjoying that moment right up until Rasmus Højlund came to the club, you
yeah,
know. So in the spirit of all that, like because it's a fan channel and we don't get a lot of these things, these opportunities to talk to the players. You see, like what I
yeah,
said about Rashford when he came out and he was blabbing about the media and what. And I'm like, this guy, this was an opportunity for him to give us an insight to what his struggles are, what's going
Yeah.
on, this. But in yet he's coming and fighting us again. So we're not getting
Mm-hmm.
anywhere with this conversation. We're not getting anywhere. Rasmus
Yeah.
Hoyland does an interview with us. He tells us about the little struggles, this. Man, that was
Mm.
a nice interview. I don't think there was anything malicious about it. Oh,
Yeah.
senior players are upset. I don't want him to talk about that. Oh, I guess it's because they are. I guess the message is you're speaking to these fans who are criticizing us,
Yeah.
and that is nonsense, and we don't need that in our lives. Excuse me, you guys are playing nonsense. You guys are
Mm.
playing cock. And I bet if Rasmus Hoyland comes back, you guys will start playing well again. So
Mm.
can you stop with this? With this, like
Watch, watch, watch,
anyway. First of
watch
all,
how
what do
watch
you think
watch how
about
they
that?
won't pass. Watch how they won't pass him the ball when he gets back in the first team. Like, you know what, Ben? These guys, their self esteem. It's I don't know. Like, I don't know what they're trying to protect. It's like I don't know. Like, they want to belong to some secret society, and you can't be. They can't be criticized, and you guys don't understand what's going on. You don't get it. No, we get it. You know what I mean? We don't play football, but we live in the real world, and that's
Yeah,
when speaking about the other topic, I was comparing it to like in a work environment. It's the same thing. You go to work. If you're doing bullshit at work, you get criticized, you get shouted at, you get told you need to do this and you need to do that,
you
because
need to
that's
do
what you
better.
need to do as an employee of that company. So you as an
Mm.
employee of Manchester United, you're also going to be under the same type of pressure that anyone is around the world in their own professional field. So they can't come and not expect to not get this criticism and whatever and all of this, because it's not like we're doing it out of spite or hate. We're doing it out of love. You know what I mean?
Out
Love
of
for the
love.
club, love for the players. Well, like Rashford, we know that you're this type of player. Just fucking be consistent. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we're out here to like make them look bad or whatever and all of this and all of that. So I think they're just taking all this stuff in a very in a wrong way, and they forget that. And like I said, the bad thing about this is Rasmus gets back into the team and then they completely stop passing him the ball to sort of like
Yeah,
punish him and treat him, teach him a lesson. No,
yeah.
you're punishing yourself. You're punishing the
You're
club.
punishing
You're
yourself because we
punishing
see it.
the fan base. You understand what I mean? And this is not going to help your CV, because when you leave, they're going to be like, "Oh, that's what you did at United. You want us to come and have that type of same behavior in our club?" Nah, not a
No
chance.
chance.
Not a chance. So they're doing themselves a disservice by even coming out and doing all this bullshit, because they themselves have been doing the same shit, like you said, that he just did right now with Mark Goldbridge. What makes it any different? You know?
Hey,
So for them to come and start saying, no, why did you go do an interview with these guys? At least United stand you have an opportunity, because you're speaking with the fan base. You're not speaking with the trolls, the haters, the media.
dude,
You know what I mean? You have a
dude,
perfect opportunity there to come and address us, the fans, and we can talk nicely and have
bruh,
a
get us on your
conversation of
side.
exactly, because we can sit there and be like, let's help each other. Let's make this thing work for the both of us. Because when you go to any other news outlet, it's not gonna be that treatment. They just
Yeah,
want juicy headlines and stuff to sell and take things out of context and whatever. We are not going to do that. You understand what I mean? We're gonna come in there, understand the situation, and be like, okay, cool. You know what? Moving forward, this is the best way to go about it. But now
and we
coming and
support
attacking
you.
this
Mm.
player that has come picked up form, saved the club in so many of these games that we won, and you want to put him under attack? No, that is not on.
It's it's
That
it's
is
it's
not on.
ridiculous. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous. And bruh, it was crazy. Like when I thought about it, I was like, look, if we have got this type of mentality players that are worried about like things that they shouldn't be worried about
yeah,
in our team, then we definitely need a mass exodus. Like, you
yeah.
know, like if it was possible to just uproot the whole entire team and just that place replace it,
Mm,
but I would
mm,
do that.
mm.
But it's not
Yep,
possible.
yep,
It's just not possible.
dude. Just play a
And
fantasy wild card. Pah.
yeah,
Just be like, all of you gone. Replace everybody. You know when you're frustrated with your fantasy fam, and then you just whip out that wild card. Everybody.
Man, I wish that was fucking possible. You know
Fam,
when these like stuff
hey,
bench boost, you look at the bench.
dude. Dude.
Oh, that
Hey.
was a good one. Yeah, man. If we were able to wild
Yeah.
card this squad, bruh, I think we
Hey,
would have
man.
done it the first half of the season.
Yeah,
Like we would have
my
used
guy.
it, and maybe even
Yeah.
we would have used it already. Like we would have used our second half of the
Oh,
wild card
yeah.
already. Like once it was unleashed, we would have already. Like
Oh,
I can't deal with these players. These
oh,
players need to
man.
go.
Dude.
Ah, but
But yeah,
yeah, man.
man.
Nah,
Yeah,
this
that was
United
the
squad, this
yeah.
United squad is bad. Like
Yeah, I know it is.
let's judge them for who they are. They are not elite.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we have elite players. Yes, we've got very good players there and there. But as a
Yeah.
collective, we are not
Yeah.
a force. We are
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
we're. It's so sad, you know. It's so
Yeah.